Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine for the Soul. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today. If you're new here, I'm Cyndi, and I am so appreciative of you bringing your great energy and your vibes to this community. So today, you guys, a lot of big energies going on this week. We've got the Lionsgate portal closing. We've got the Sun conjunct in Venus as of the 13th. We've got Venus retrograde is continuing, and now, lo and behold, here comes the new moon in Leo on the 16th. Again, this month is really big energies. So today, like I said in my last readings, I want to start implementing a little bit of the astrology and the meanings behind these astral bodies and these planetary movements, that their energies influence our lives and give us the opportunity to utilize these energies. How convenient for the Creator to make all these cycles and bring all these energies in closer to us. That's kind of a pretty amazing concept when you think about that. But they've been hidden from us and we didn't know how to utilize them. So now that we're awakening, now that we know we're a spiritual, energetic being having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience, big difference between the two. Now we realize we're energy, and it's a whole new ball game on learning how to function in this 3D reality that we're in right now. So a little brief history on the new moon. It is in Leo. It's 23 degrees and it's going to take place on the 16th at approximately 5:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The new moon, I dug into what the new moon was about. You know, we have the cliche stories and myths about new moons, but for myself, I really wanted to understand what a new moon meant. So the new moon marks the beginning of a lunar cycle. It takes approximately 29 and a half days for the moon to orbit our Earth. A new moon occurs when the moon is positioned between the Earth and the sun. So the sun and the Earth are on opposite sides of the moon. It's not a perfect alignment, or that would be a solar eclipse. That's when the moon gets in front of the sun, essentially blocks the sun. But during the new moon, the side of the moon that is facing Earth is the shadow side or the dark side. So that's why if you go outside, you'll have a pitch black night. You won't be able to see the light of the moon because it blends in with the darkness. It's the dark side of the moon, which is really interesting because, just a side note, a friend and I went up to this mountain range for the Perseids meteor shower this past weekend, and we sat in like a national park, and they played the dark side of the moon while we watched the Perseids meteor shower. It was very cool. Just Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. The moon is never continually dark or continually light. It has both day and night, but in half moon cycles. Basically, it gets 15 days of light on one side, approximately 15 days of darkness, whereas the Earth spins faster and gives us partial time of day and light every 24 hours. So what's the difference between a new moon and a full moon? That kind of intrigued me. These are opposites. When there is a new moon, we see the side of the moon that is dark, or the shadow side. So this is where there's no illumination from the sun. But when there's a full moon, we see the side of the moon that is bright or illuminated. So for the month of August, we had a full moon on August 1st. We're having another one on August 30th, 31st, which, by the way, is my birthday. Shout out to all the Virgos this month. We're getting a Virgo season. And then on the 16th, we have a new moon. So 2 full moons and a new moon in the month of August for 2023. These are big energies, you guys. This is a side note too, is that the moon, according to the Farmer's Almanac, shares its origins from the Latin word metri, which means to measure, and mensis, which means month. This is where kind of a female gender's menses cycle comes from. But the lunar cycle has an impact on human reproduction, in particular fertility, menstruation, and birth rate, which is very interesting. Like, those energies are directly connected with us biologically. Melatonin levels appear to correlate with a woman's menstrual cycle. We know that lunar cycles affect human biology by also influencing our sleep cycles, that melatonin that our body naturally produces. We know it affects human minds emotionally and psychologically. I was a charge nurse on an Alzheimer's memory care unit. I had 28 clients, and I can tell you right now, when we had full and new moons, things were batshit crazy. And when you're in healthcare, don't even talk about it. But it's kind of like a myth and kind of funny. It's a full moon. Wow, things are going to be nuts tonight. But the reality is the energies are so increased that the mind of an Alzheimer's patient would be very sensitive to those changes in energy. So that's why those evenings got a little hairy-carry, all right? That's all I'm going to say. So we know now and understand that not only does the energy of the moon pull the oceans and cause the tides, but we know it affects us on an emotional level. We know that it affects us on a physical level, and we also know that it affects us on a spiritual level. So the new moon represents the beginning of a new chapter. Opportunities and situations may pop up during a new moon and be incredibly meaningful and reveal opportunities just right for you to pick. It connects us with our intuition and our emotions. And in tarot, the moon card is number 18, and that symbolizes things hidden below the surface, secrets, or things we cannot see. So the moon's energy, we become more in touch with our intuition. We can see things clearly, intuitively, rather than relying on what we see in the 3D with our physical eyes, opposed to using our intuition, which is our third eye. So this new moon, which is in Leo, is the opportunity to spiritually connect us, to bring us joy, happiness, self-love. It can reconnect us to our life's true purpose according to our natal birth chart and that blueprint we designed for this experience we are having here on Earth. This is a time for manifestation. It's a time for setting intentions, and it's time for writing a new chapter or just throwing it out and writing a whole new book. It is up to us. See you over there. All right, Cancerians, let's see what we've got for you here today. The first card out is the general biggest energy, and this card came out a little sideways, and this is the Ace of Wands. This is saying there's a process going on, a change in your life. Things are heating up. These new moon energies bring an opportunity in our 3D physical reality to create, to manifest, and to have a new passionate beginning in life. And Cancerians, this is your big energy. So wow, look how we're starting off here. This is very exciting. So let's take a look in the past, Cancerians, that which is ending. Venus retrograde is still going on until September 3rd, and that allows us to kind of look back, reassess, reevaluate, return sometimes to things, kind of look at them for the lessons we learned. What experience did that bring into our lives so that we could take that wisdom and move it forward into our future. And we've got a 9 of Wands. So in the past, Cancerian, you may have been a wounded warrior. This is Sagittarius energy. This is fire element. We've got a divine masculine on this card, but this is someone that is determined and resilient. You've been carrying a heavy load. There's a wall been up between you and having the life that you desire. These wounds that we carry throughout our lives are energetic blockages for us to move forward. So in your reading, it's saying in the past that which is ending is no longer being that wounded warrior, no longer being in that victim mentality that all these things are happening to me and whoa, I can't catch a break. This is about realizing that you are the creators of your universe. And if you don't like how your life is going, then it is your responsibility and you have the free will to change that. So next we have up the 10 of Wands. This is 10s are endings of cycles. Again, this is about, carrying a heavy load, finding yourself close to a successful outcome. You've been working to get out of this victim mentality. And we've next got the 8 of Pentacles. This is you've been patient and determined. This methodical process has been going on. You've been dedicated to the task at hand. Maybe this is in the past, you have learned to be dedicated to your spirituality, to make sure that as we take time to shower and eat and communicate and fulfill and take care of all these other aspects of our human existence, of our being, we also have to put time and attention into the spiritual aspects. Ding. Yep, there we go. Synchronicity. All right. So next we've got, so that's confidence confirmation. That's what we should be doing. Roger, universe. All right, Queen of Swords energy. This is air energy. Now, she values direct, honest communication. She is very intelligent. She's very discerning. What caught my eye was that she's got a butterfly necklace on, and butterflies mean transformation. She has gone through a huge transformation. Ding, here we go again. Her third eye is opening. As you can see, she wears the necklace over her third eye. So this process that the Cancerian has gone through is spiritually awakening them, bringing them into the realization that they're not a victim. They've done the healing, and now their spiritual gifts are starting to open as we clear out those energies and they raise higher and higher. We get to the third eye energy of intuition, and that's our direct connection with the universe. That's the higher dimension that we're connected with. All right, Cancerians, so in the future, that which is just beginning, and I've got the Three of Cups in the reverse, and that tells me that that which is beginning is that maybe in the past you didn't get cooperation. You had to go it alone. There was no communication. There was no collaborating. But this says, with it in the reverse, that those days are over. The universe is telling us that things are heating up for you because you've done the work. You're taking the time to heal. You're taking the time to go inside and better understand yourself. We all have old wounds to heal. And I've got the Strength card in the reverse. And this says, maybe in the past you didn't have the strength to do what was best for you. Maybe you had a time. It's funny because the Three of Cups can be hardcore partying in a love triangle. So I'm just laughing. Maybe you let your hair down. Maybe you were like, burnt brown arrow. Maybe it was too much self-indulgence. So in the beginning, coming forward, we know that those are low energy behaviors. So if we want collaboration with other people and we want it to be a healthy relationship, regardless of what it is, we have to do our healing because we don't want to bring those woundings and those self-defense mechanisms that we had because of trauma into our new relationships, especially one that we want to align with on a frequency. So that's why you see people kind of dropping out of your life, because as you ascend and as you raise your frequency, they no longer resonate with you. They're on a different frequency. So it's like, talking to a stump, and I don't mean to be rude, but you really are on different pages. You just don't see eye to eye anymore, and that becomes very obvious. So when those people drop out of your life, you have to let them go. You have to send them with love and peace and acceptance and let them have their journey. You don't self-sacrifice and allow any kind of toxicity around you. Being self-aware is making sure that you keep your energy vibe high, because that's adding to the collective. You can't let other people, places, things, situations, hobbies, work, anything pull you out of that frequency so that you're sitting in a low energy frequency. So what does the universe say that the moon is revealing for you, Cancerian? And we've got number 7, the Chariot in the reverse. This is saying that it is okay to put the brakes on in your life. It's okay to take a time out. It's okay to know when we need some self-discipline. It's okay to take a pause when we need to refocus our energy and we need to get out of self-doubt. This is saying that it's okay to take a pause and not go rushing forward. Taking control of our life and becoming self-aware means that we take the time to do our healing. We get out of that victim mode. We get out of that wounded warrior mode. We get out of the angriness of not forgiving others who maybe didn't cooperate with us at a certain time in our lives. The moon is revealing that we have the opportunity to grab the reins and steer this chariot wherever we want it to go, because we are co-creators of our universe. We have free will. So the direction of your life and the experiences that you have are chosen by you, solely by you. You are the only ones that can make decisions for your life, how or what you want to experience. As a soul, an energetic spiritual being, have a human experience, we have the universal law of free will, and we choose what we want to create. So we're all getting out of the past. We're all getting out of those situations that didn't work. If you didn't see my Gemini reading, that is about the same thing, really just a character who took the time to do the healing because of a situation that didn't work out. They went in and evaluated it and came to understand why they had had the problems they did. And then they did the healing. And then the universe says, forgive yourself, pat yourself on the back for taking the time to actually learn about yourself and to go inside and do your healing. Because then the universe says that we can align, our energetic frequency will align with our desires. It will align with the relationships that match us, that resonate with us, that high vibe with us. Cancer, man, you're getting it done. You've been on a journey, but you are coming out of it better than before. And all I can see, like it says, is that you may be in a little bit of a transition. But with that first card, that Ace of Wands, that is the card of manifesting. That is the card of creativity. And as it's sideways, you're moving in to all that abundance. If this resonated with you, Cancer, please smash that like button. Liking, sharing, and subscribing helps this community grow. And I appreciate that so much, because Sunshine for the Soul is all about helping, assisting, and coming together to help each other get through this process, get through this spiritual awakening, get through this shift that we're going through right now. And I'm super appreciative that you spent the time with me today. And I will see you at your next reading. Peace.